Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient.
Hey there, beautiful humans. Welcome back to Your Voice Matters with Jen Chambers. This is normally an interview or an essay day here on the show, but I thought I'd give you an example of a short first-person essay, kind of a how-to, but with heart. This kind of thing could go very well in a memoir or as a chapter of an anthology. So today I thought we'd gently peel back the curtain on a topic that's important to me and something that I know a lot about, going to see live music. Enjoy. Hey, have you planned your summer concerts yet? Is that phrase still even something in your vocabulary? Are you kind of afraid to go to the bands you want to see because you're not on your first Lollapalooza? As a Gen Xer who's not quite 50, I'm here to tell you, you will not be the oldest person at Punk in the Park. Certainly not the oldest person at the Sphere, if you're lucky enough to score tickets to see Dead & Co. this summer. Definitely won't be the oldest person at your local outdoor half-shell show. Here's a guide on how to get tickets and, more importantly, how to survive any concert or festival weekend you want to go to in 2025. Should you go? Hell yes, you should. Insert devil horns here. I want you to go to them all. Now listen, I've always prioritized live music. Did I work in a record store in the 1990s? Yes, I did. Did I marry the coworker I met there? Also, yes. I would like to tell you that our home does not contain an amount of music that's similar to John Cusack's amount of music in the movie High Fidelity, but I can't. So yeah, we were those people who took their babies, wearing headphones, of course, in a front carrier to every grungy outdoor show. But don't worry, we were also the parents who took them home if it didn't go well and there was screaming. This really instilled a love of all kinds of music to our 3 kids. That's maybe one of my favorite things I've done as a parent. We even took our family to Red Rocks for the first time to see our oldest son's favorite band when he graduated from high school. We've bought out-of-state, in-state, small and big tickets to see our and our kids' favorite bands. And honestly, not a cent of this money that we spent on those experiences was wasted. Whether you're a parent or not, when you're a little older, like me, the concert scene poses some new challenges. First, you have to get tickets. This might seem redundant if you're really tech-savvy or if you're a seasoned concert goer. But I even know people my age, which is kind of funny, but let alone a bit older, who aren't comfortable with the fact that you almost definitely will have to download the tickets to your phone. I'm not here to shame you. My husband's kind of a Luddite, so I'm the one in charge of ticket buying for our family. But honestly, I prefer buying tickets this way. It's so much easier. And my own personal brand of anxiety is the kind that used to have to obsessively check those paper tickets and hold on to them in my hands to see if they're still in my bag. And then I would, it's a whole lot easier to lose them that way. But when you do this, it's also easier to keep track of the things you bought too. So if you had an upgrade or if you get a ticket type that gives you free merchandise, it's all in one spot. Okay, pro tips are 1, make sure that you buy tickets directly from the band or venue website so as to not get scammed by a ticket upsell site. Ask me how I know. I didn't do it, but I almost did. A lot of places will masquerade as ticket sites. So make sure you go right to the venue or to the band's website. And that's the best way to make sure that you get just the right thing that you want. And once you do have those tickets and have them on your phone, just take a photo of the QR code that they give you. It's a lot easier and faster to access the tickets than digging around through your Apple Wallet or going in your email. And also, if a wristband or lanyard is an option once you reach the venue, for sure, take it. So much easier. We're about smarter, not harder. There's differences when you get a little older as to how to prepare for your most seamless experience, kind of also depending upon what type of show you want to see. The second step is researching your venue. Most of these venues require a clear bag policy as well. And honestly, it's a lot easier to buy one at home before you go rather than buy one of those stupid expensive ones at the gate. Pare down what you need and buy small. The things on my list, some of them are self-explanatory and some aren't. I buy Gatorade packets, lip balm with sunscreen, travel size sunscreen. I'm basically see-through, so at any festival I need to sunscreen a lot. The sanitizer, a bandana, snacks, a water bottle, empty of course, travel size antiperspirant or deodorant and wipes, Band-Aid, safety pins, and pain reliever. I understand this seems like kind of a long list when I tell you to pack small. Obviously, your giant campsite at Bonnaroo requires a way different setup than seeing Metallica in a stadium show. But by the way, if you can, for the love of all that's holy, see the Metallica stadium show. It was amazing. I can't wait to go again. But I digress. So the Gatorade packets or the Propel type of packets are so beneficial, especially if it gets hot, and most places have really, really hot concerts. There will be somewhere, usually, to fill up your water bottle. Just dump in one of those packets and shake it, and when you drink those, you feel so much better, having all the electrolytes. And then you just save $40 on a tiny disposable water from the show. I mean, clearly, lip balm, sunscreen, water bottle, Band-Aids, pain reliever, useful. These are long and unpredictable days. I'm assuming, too, that you wear a hat if the show is outside. If not, bring your bandana to the rescue. And a bandana is also a really good way to shelter your neck or mop up that mosh pit sweat. It's just super useful to have. And also, Band-Aids. Band-Aids can step in for moleskin. If you get a blister, there is no worse thing at a concert. And there's not always a first aid tent that's accessible. Safety pins, if you have them, they're good for a million things. Now, this is one of my kind of different ones. The antiperspirant deodorant, get a mini one. Those are really good for the dreaded chafing wherever you might get irritation. And that's different for everyone. And you can buy fancier products for this, but the antiperspirant works the same. You swipe it on before your day and during if you get super sweaty. It does get hot. Hopefully you'll do a lot of dancing, but it's a lifesaver. Once I did not do this, and I had to go get a giant gauze pad taped to my inner thigh when at a festival I wore the mini shorts, and I got super bad blisters on the inside of my thighs. Don't let that be you in the medical tent. Trust me, you have way more fun to have. Now, a word on snacks. You might, being a bit older than the typical person in the front row, you might have dietary restrictions. Either way, eat before you go if you can. Some places let you bring in food, and some won't. I'm gluten-free, so when I can, I pack things that are really nutrient-dense, like nuts, granola bars that aren't chocolate, or dried fruit. Any snack that's shelf-stable that you like will do. But if you're forced to eat only the food the venue provides, buy something that has as much protein as you can, at least once a day. But eat the fun stuff, too. If you're lucky, like my sons were at Riot Fest in Chicago last year, there'll be a vendor selling mango on a stick. Something fun. As I get older, I'm so much less cranky too, if I don't have to stand in the 20-minute beer and food line just to get something to eat, especially since I don't drink beer. But speaking of beer, my totally non-judgmental advice is just don't. You make your own choices, and it's not about the drinking part. I remember how terrible it was to spend forever hiking asphalt to different stages and becoming super dehydrated by the end of the day. And I remember this like 10 years ago. That feeling is not going to improve with age. So if you do drink, try and space them out with a non-alcoholic beverage every other drink. And remember the Gatorade. It's all about hydration. Now, 2 tips I have are a little bit more controversial, kind of funny still, but the first is to wear earplugs or not. Now listen, I do. My husband blew out his eardrum standing in front of a speaker at a Social Distortion concert once, and that terrifies me. But whoever you're going to see, it's going to be loud. Wear the earplugs. Another good tip is on footwear. When I was a happy-go-lucky young thing, I wore all the cute, uncomfortable, tall boots and pointy shoes and plastic sandals. Don't do that. Do not do that. One of the great things about being older is that you don't have to care about stuff like wearing something cute but uncomfortable anymore. Wear the Docs. Wear the Birkenstocks because you wore them before they were cool, and you'll wear them after they're cool. They're just comfortable. Wear your comfiest Hokas and the good socks. Then you can save the excitement for your outfit. And as far as outfits go, one of the funny old rules was to not wear the shirt of the band that you're seeing to the show. Do you guys remember that? I don't know about that. It always struck me as another way to kind of gatekeep joy by pretending to be the cool kid and putting someone else down, even in that venue. But who cares? Wear the band shirt. Be as comfy as you possibly can. And wear whatever you want. Wear what makes you feel good. And then you can go to as many shows as you're able. Now, as far as going to the shows that your kids go to, if you like it, or if you want to go with your kids, or if you just like newer music, kids or no kids, absolutely, you should go. Like I said, you will not be the oldest person there. It's funny, there always seems to be an ancient-looking dancing man at any show that I go to, certainly in the Eugene, Oregon area where I'm from. One of the most fun memories my friends and I grew up with, and I guess my kids now too, we have seen the same few pairs of dancing older people at almost every show we've been at, pretty much throughout our lives. So be the dancing old person. Shop and stop at the small stages too. Buy the merch. Support all those artists who are out there doing what they love. Yes, you should go to the front of the stage, go to the mosh pit. It's fun. Enjoy it. I've already got 5 sets of tickets for this summer. Our kids are coming too. In the immortal words of Randall Pink Floyd in the movie Dazed and Confused, me and my friends are going to head out and buy Aerosmith tickets. Top priority of the summer. You can just switch out Aerosmith, whatever you like. Go and find your shows this year. Have a blast. Live music is one of the most glorious shared experiences that we can have. Do it now. Do it whatever age you are. Find your show. Thank you so much for listening to Your Voice Matters with Jen Chambers. I hope you had fun with my slice of summer observations, and maybe I convinced you to go see a show, whoever you like. But please, please go find what brings you joy this summer. You're worth finding those moments of fun and joy. Hold on to them. And as always, I love hearing from you, the listeners. Thank you so much. It makes me feel so good when I read your messages. Please leave me a voicemail at the show's website, which is www.yourvoicematters.buzzsprout.com, and share the show link with somebody you think would love it. If you can do it, rating and reviewing the show is always helpful and the best way to spread the word. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Sometimes we have to start over. Sometimes we have to fight back. Sometimes it's all too much. Lost inside the black. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Our stories are brilliant. We are resilient. Sometimes we need to lift the voices ones that made the choices to stay and fight, not run. Us